And now I'm going to prove to you people that Islam Makhachev might be, okay? Islam Makhachev is not might be. I'm pretty sure that Islam Makhachev is ducking Ilia Topuria. And in my opinion, the reason is, for the first time, Makhachev has an opponent who has all the skill set required to beat a fighter like Makhachev. Makhachev realizes that, and Makhachev sees that. Ilia Topuria, as you can see, that he's got a mean punch, okay? Most of the wrestlers have got mean punch. You talk about Tyrone Woodley and Islam Makhachev himself. He's got a very strong striking game. And then Ilia Topuria, who himself has a very strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. So Ilia Topuria himself is a very good wrestler, okay? Make no mistake, he's an elite level wrestler. Not just very good, he's an elite level wrestler. In fact, I would say that Topuria is just as good a striker as he is a wrestler, okay? His game is 50-50. On the contrary, Islam Makhachev is 70% wrestling and 30% striking. And yes, and that is again not a joke, because Islam Makhachev's wrestling is just on another level. These Dagestani fighters tend to have the best wrestling under the tutelage of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who happens to be Khabib Nurmagomedov's father. Islam Makhachev honed his skill, crafted, and became an elite level wrestler, just like Khabib Nurmagomedov, his best friend, okay? And Khabib Nurmagomedov is in his camp. Basically, he is his mentor kind of figure after retirement. And Khabib chose Islam Makhachev, his best friend, as the guy who would take on the baton for the Dagestani camp. And that was not a mistake. That was, he knew what he was doing, because Islam Makhachev is just as good a wrestler as Khabib was. Another reason why Islam Makhachev might be ducking Topuria is because, you see, he is not simply fighting for himself. He's not simply representing himself. If it was that, I think he would take the fight in a heartbeat. But now he has that Dagestani reputation and legacy behind him. Since he is carrying on the baton from Khabib Nurmagomedov, Makhachev's story did not just start with Makhachev. His story started with Khabib Nurmagomedov, who has undefeated 28-0, I think. Yeah. So he remained undefeated throughout his career and left the UFC before UFC left him. Basically, he left MMA fighting business before the fight left him. So that was a very good decision on his part. I think that it always leaves a question amongst people that what could have been, what could have been questioned. Who could have beaten Khabib Nurmagomedov? Nobody is ever going to find out. And now that pride and that reputation is being carried out by Islam Makhachev. And that is why, for the first time, Islam Makhachev is a little rattled, or the whole Dagestani camp is rattled. What tricks is he using to duck this fight? For example, you see that he is trying to threaten Ilia Topuria. He's saying, you're talking too much, stop talking. That is him telling Topuria to stop calling him out. Ilia Topuria did not use any brash words. He did not do any kind of trash talking. He stayed in his limits, but in Makhachev's words, Topuria is crossing the line. No, he's not. He is simply calling Makhachev out. There is less pressure on Topuria to win than there is on Makhachev because of the previously mentioned reasons. He is not simply fighting for himself, he's fighting for the Dagestani pride and reputation. And for the first time, he has an opponent who has all the skill set required to beat a fighter like Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is an elite level wrestler, and so is Topuria. Topuria is himself an elite level wrestler, and he has got that quiet confidence about himself that is kind of rattling the Dagestani camp. Khabib Nurmagomedov himself is defending Makhachev from fighting Topuria because he does not want that undefeated record blemished. He does not want a dent on that undefeated record. So that is the reason why I think Khabib Nurmagomedov is fighting tooth and nail. And not only him, Islam Makhachev himself is also fighting tooth and nail to not have this fight. Some of the tricks that he's using, he's telling Topuria to stop calling him out, and kind of using and he's saying that in a threatening tone. And he's also threatening UFC, telling them that he is going to quit UFC if they force him to fight Topuria. And then he's also going to other former UFC fighters. For example, he's going to Daniel Cormier, Mighty Mouse Johnson, and there are so many other. Yeah, then there is Bilal Muhammad. Khabib Nurmagomedov is already in his camp. He's his best friend. So they all are parroting the same line that Islam Makhachev is saying, you know. So he's basically going out there making friends with these guys and making them parrot his lines. If I fight another featherweight, and if I beat another featherweight, then everybody is going to say, nobody is going to say anything. Everybody is going to say that you defeated an elite level wrestler. Makhachev, you're simply ducking, okay? And that is because I understand why you're ducking this fight. I understand that if I was in your place, I would not want to take any fight that had any chance of defeating me. I would not want to fight any opponent that had any chance of defeating me. I would be very careful with choosing my opponents. But I think that in UFC, fighters should not have a say on their next opponent. This is just something that should not happen, in my opinion. These are some of the tricks that he's using to not fight Ilia Topuria. Topuria, he has got that quiet confidence. He has elite level striking as well. And the manner in which he defeated Volkanovski, that is also something that is probably troubling the Dagestani camp. Volkanovski is the guy who gave Islam Makhachev his toughest fight to date. Islam Makhachev really had to grind that fight, but comparatively, Topuria had it easier. He just knocked him out. Topuria has done something nobody has ever done in the past, that is knock out Max Holloway out cold. That is something nobody ever has done in the past, and that is something to be respected. And the weight difference between these two is 10 pounds. That is 4.5 kg. That is nothing, okay? 10 pounds is absolutely nothing. I can gain 4 kg in a matter of weeks, maybe a couple of weeks. It will take me a couple of weeks to gain 4.5 kg. I'm 70 kg right now. I'm a 155 pounder at 170 cm tall. Yeah, I'm actually 169 cm tall. I just added 1 cm to round it off and make it look good. Because Topuria has all the credentials that is required to beat a fighter like Islam Makhachev, and Makhachev understands that, the whole Dagestani camp understands that, and that is why they are rattled by Topuria. Topuria can knock him out. He has that quietness, confidence about himself, and there is less pressure on Topuria to win, because that is something that I have to admit, that there is less pressure on Topuria to win than there is on Makhachev, because Makhachev is not only fighting for himself, he's fighting for the whole Dagestani camp. He's representing that Dagestani pride and reputation, and he does not want to put a dent on that reputation. He wants that unblemished reputation to remain unblemished, and that is the reason why he is trying to evade Topuria as strongly as he can. But still, if he is to fight, I would say that he is a better wrestler. He is a very, very good wrestler. If he uses that calf kick to destabilize and disbalance Topuria and then pounces on him and then takes him to the ground, then it's like a fight between the tiger and the crocodile. Crocodile being Makhachev and tiger being Topuria. Topuria is also the lighter guy of the two, and the fighting style is also like that of the tiger, whereas with crocodile is more of a ambush predator, whereas tiger is, he can ambush and do everything. He can just take people straight on as well. Tiger would like to keep the fight on the ground, okay, on dry land. whereas crocodile will try to pull the fight into murky waters and try to suffocate tiger and, you know, like drown him and then eat him alive. That is how it would go down. Crocodile would have no chance against the tiger on land, and tiger would not have any chance against the crocodile on water. Although tiger is an excellent swimmer. I don't know why this channel turned into a Animal Planet, but anyway, I'm just telling you people about the specialities. Tiger has got webbed feet and it's an excellent swimmer, but still tiger will have no chance against the crocodile. And that is if Islam Makhachev takes the fight to the ground. I won't say that Topuria won't have any chance, because Topuria himself is an elite level wrestler, and he would know how to get out of those submission moves and keep the fight on the feet. Since he himself understands how wrestling works, he would know how to get out of those submission moves. That is another reason why Islam Makhachev does not want to fight Topuria. He has got all the skill set, he has got all the tools that is required to beat a guy like Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is a bigger fighter, so of course he has the size advantage, and his striking game is not a joke, okay? His striking game is also elite. He just doesn't show it much because his strong suit is his wrestling, so he always tries to take the fight, keep the fight on the ground. But if push comes to shove, then he will show his striking game, and everybody will realize that he is an elite level striker as well, just like Khabib Nurmagomedov was, okay? Khabib Nurmagomedov would always, like a crocodile, grapple with his opponents, but he had a mean punch. And when Khabib was fighting Conor, I had no doubt that Khabib is going to win that fight. I absolutely knew that Conor will never be able to fight off Khabib because of his wrestling pedigree. But here the story is a little different with Topuria, because Topuria himself understands how wrestling works, and he's an elite level wrestler himself. And the one thing that I think Topuria has in spades is speed. Makhachev himself is very well conditioned fighter, okay? I'm just going to show you people a video that I came across a few days back, I guess. I'm going to show you people this video so that you people have a decent understanding. All right, this is the video. Just look at the video, okay? Look at his fitness. Islam Makhachev, he's elite level fitness, okay? All right, he's doing all those somersaults, and that is just to show how fit he is. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that he is flexible and he's got fitness. He can do everything, okay? So make no mistake. But I think that Ilia Topuria is a faster fighter, okay? He's got the speed on his side, and that is something that might overwhelm Islam Makhachev in the beginning a little bit. But if Islam Makhachev stays you know, patient, then that speed might fade away, and Makhachev might have a bigger advantage. That is my assumption. But of course, Topuria is not a joke, okay? Topuria is an elite level fighter. For the first time, Topuria is one opponent who has the skill set and the tools to defeat Islam Makhachev. Although the fight will be still in 55% in Islam Makhachev's favor, in my opinion, and 45% in Topuria's favor. And although Islam Makhachev outsizes Ilia Topuria by a good 8 centimeters, Islam Makhachev is significantly bigger than Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has fought bigger opponents, although they were not as skillful as Makhachev is. But all I'm saying is that Ilia Topuria has had a history of fighting people who are bigger than him. That established, although Islam Makhachev outsizes Ilia Topuria by a good 8 centimeters, I'm a firm believer of the saying that goes, it's not about the size of the dog in a fight, but it's about the size of fight in a dog. I strongly believe that, and with that note, I would like to end this video. So that is it for today, folks. I hope that you found the content today informative. If you did not, then go to the comment section and express your opinion. I'm quite open to counter opinions. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your precious time. This is your friendly neighborhood Roida signing off.